You would be so into the game. If you did not, you were really upset. You were angry, and all the other kids just wanted to go get the post-game snack.
I was probably 4, by the way.
Do it.
Hi, guys. Welcome back to our podcast, Raised on Sports. I'm Reagan, the daughter of this little pairing we got going on right here.
Hello, everybody. I'm Jason, and, well, I guess I'm Dad.
We kind of just wanted to start off by saying thank you so much to all of our friends and family for listening and watching and supporting. I got so many texts saying this is such a cool thing you're doing with your dad, and even like texts from other dads saying like, I wish my daughters would want to talk to me like this. I had some random like boys come up to me at the bar being like, I saw what you posted on Instagram. That's so cool. And so thank you so much. I am excited to kind of do this every week and get the ball rolling.
Yeah, I definitely. Just a huge shout out to everybody out there who tuned in to episode 1. We're having a great time doing this. I want to give a special shout out to my good friend Seth Gilmore and his lovely wife Eve. They listen to the podcast, and she's not a very big sports fan, but yet now, because of Reagan Carey, she is dialed in and wants to learn everything about sports. So, see, Ray, you are making a difference out there.
Oh,
so,
thank you.
Shout out to Seth and Eve. Thank you, guys.
Well, I'll try to teach you as best as I can. I'm obviously learning as well as we go through this podcast, but I know it's rusty to begin with. But kind of work with us. We're gonna make it big one day. Okay, Dad?
Someday.
Someday for sure.
We're set up a little different here. How was your weekend? Where are you?
Where am I?
Yeah.
So it's our fall break for Clemson this weekend, and I'm in Florida. Point of View. I'm at my roommate's house in Florida, and it's beautiful. I've had the best relaxing weekend, and all we had to do was sit by the pool, watch sports all weekend, watch the Clemson defeat the Wake Forest. I don't know the mascot. Do you know the mascot?
Demon Deeks. The Demon Deeks.
Yeah, no.
Come on now.
But no, Clemson defeated them, which was great. So it's just been a very relaxing weekend, kind of away from school. And obviously, I'm in a beautiful bedroom right now that I've been sleeping in all week.
Yes, you are.
What about you? How was your weekend?
Life of a college student these days. Holy cow! What am I paying for? I had a great weekend. We lost a tough football game Friday night, as some of you might know. We coach high school football, so we lost a tough one there. But it's okay. We'll bounce back. And then what did we do? Saturday was a lot of college football. Oh, we went over to the Mills house, our good friends Jamie and David Mills, to watch the Oregon-Ohio State game. So they are big
amazing game.
So needless to say, there was a few curse words thrown out at the TV, but that's okay. That's okay. We'll touch on that game in a little bit. And then yesterday was clean the house day. Fun times at the Carey household.
Oh my
Cleaning
gosh,
the house.
I'm so glad I'm not home on a Sunday. Yeah. Just kidding. I miss all you guys. Good. But no, we should just kind of dive right into it.
Yeah, let's get after it. What do we got?
You said last week this week 7 in college football is going to be the most spectacular thing in the world. I don't really think it lived up to that, and I think you could have gotten married on Saturday.
For all of those that did get married this weekend and had babies, congratulations.
But let's go right into it. Let's start with the Texas OU game, the Red River rivalry. Okay. Always a great game, no matter what, because the fans, I don't know if you saw the stadium split right in half.
Oh, love
Texas and Oklahoma, like orange and red. There was no crossing.
Yep.
It was awesome to see.
Yep.
And it kind of started off a little rocky when Oklahoma missed a field goal, kind of had the ball the full first quarter.
Yeah.
And then OU goes back and scores another field goal, has the first points on the board to start off the game. And then it kind of just went for them after that.
Yeah, it was, wasn't as exciting of a Red River rivalry game. But nonetheless, Texas definitely was the more dominant team. Hey, did you check out the post-game celebration, though? That's what I took away from that game.
No, I don't think I saw that.
the Texas players went out to the center of the field
Oh,
and
I
had the
did see
Baker
this.
Mayfield jersey and
Mhm,
stabbed it into the center. A
mhm.
little montage from the old Baker days doing that to Texas. So I thought that was pretty cool. I was loving it.
I did see that actually,
Yeah.
quite, like, briefly, but Quinn Ewers is back, and he played the whole game. Again, like
Yes.
I said, first quarter, he was a little rocky, but he kinda got his groove, and then I mean, he is an amazing football player, and I'm
Mm.
excited to see how he kind of performs through the rest of the season.
It's going to be interesting to see how they go forward with that with Arch Manning on the bench now, and but I think both are very, very good, and both are a big part of that team. So it'll be interesting
For
to see
sure,
how they do
for sure.
going forward.
Alright, next we have, I mean, Oregon OSU.
Oh, game of the
Sorry.
day, game of the
Yes,
day.
great game.
That fourth quarter was amazing just because it was back and forth. Okay, you score,
Mhm,
take the lead, and then Oregon scores, takes the lead. Ohio State scores, takes the lead, back and
mhm.
forth. So, yeah, that was great. That was fun to watch. Yeah,
It was just a great game.
they balled out and they
Mhm,
played hard. It was crazy ending where
mhm,
Ohio State had the ball, was driving, and then the quarterback takes off, and the clock runs out of time, and that's just where you just have to have that mental clock in your head
mhm.
as a quarterback and know that I have to
You
get
have to be.
down, call my timeout, or get out of bounds.
Mhm. He
You know,
kinda
I'm
screwed the
sure
last play,
I'm
for
sure he's
sure.
being talked about in meetings today, but because that's and from a fifth year senior too. That
You
kid's
should know that
yeah,
you
you
like, the
you
last play
gotta
was
know that.
just so anticlimactic because he should know better, and he just kinda slid, and it was not what I wanted. I kinda missed last week on our podcast. I was saying Ohio State is the best team in college football right now. I got
Mhm.
all my money on Ohio State.
But
Oops.
but here's the thing though. I think because of the way the playoffs are structured this year, one loss, you're okay.
You're fine.
And
Mhm.
I said that to my buddy I was watching with, you're David Mills. I told you, one loss and you're okay. It's
And I
okay.
think that's why there's kind of been this crazy college football season is because
Yeah.
it's okay to have one loss.
But
Yeah,
hey, that could be a preview of our Big Ten championship. Who knows? Maybe they meet up
true,
again.
true.
So
I think that'd be a great game to kind of spark some rivalry.
yeah, be good. Love it.
All right. So
What else you
next
got?
we have Penn State USC.
Oh, okay, there's one
That's
of my
another.
picks. No, that was a good game. Overtime thriller.
Oh yeah, overtime.
Of
And
course, SC kicker
missed field
misses,
goal.
right? Misses your, I won't say it's a chippy,
Yeah.
but misses your field goal you should make, and Penn State kid bangs his, and
I mean,
yeah,
that's the difference
game
right
over.
there.
Yeah,
Exactly. I mean, I feel like they were very not even teams, but they played very well. Obviously, it went to overtime, and just a field goal, missed field goal, could make the difference. And
right.
that way, what makes Penn State a better team? They made the field goal.
I do think I USC out here on the West Coast is really getting a taste now of Big Ten football. That's
Mhm,
two tough losses in a row at
mhm.
Minnesota, now home to a very physical Penn State. And I just don't think they're used to that brand of football. So,
It's different for sure.
yeah,
It's a more
absolutely.
aggressive, like competitive
Hmm.
conference, I think.
Yes. Yeah.
But
No, it's good.
who knows how they kind of adapt to that in the future and how they take their losses this year and put it into next season. So next, I do have to talk about Bama and South Carolina. This was a close game, a very, very close game, and I don't think anyone expected this.
Yeah. South Carolina had the lead, right? Had the
Er,
lead in the fourth quarter.
Yes. Yeah.
So, yeah, I don't think anybody, I thought everybody thought, okay, Bama upset last week. They're going to turn around this week and just
Mhm. And
just
murder
lay it
because
all
USC is
out
not a good
there.
team.
No.
South Carolina is not a good team.
South Carolina scores and then goes for 2 for the tie,
Oh, yes. You're
and
right.
unfortunately, the guy was wide open too, and he just overthrew him. So then they have to do the onside kick, and they actually get it, which is like the most rarest thing to do nowadays
Mhm.
in football,
But it
recovering from
also
that
took up a
kick.
lot of time. I don't know if
It
you
took up
noticed, like,
time. Yeah,
took up a lot of time that they could have used,
yeah. So
but still they got it. And then they kinda just
Bama moves on.
of course they do. Ole Miss LSU, obviously, Dad. Come on.
Oh,
Another overtime game
yeah,
that
right.
we have to talk about.
Yeah.
It
That
was
was a good one.
no points are scored going into the second quarter.
How crazy is
It
that?
was a very tough matchup.
I think that for me that's still a bucket list. An LSU night game is supposedly unreal.
Did you know they have a real tiger on campus?
No, I don't think I did know that.
Like, obviously, they're tigers. They have a real tiger in a cage on their campus that people go and see.
It just cruises around campus and
Oh, I don't know
kids get
about that
to pet it?
one.
No.
That would be a little safety hazard,
Yeah.
but it is in a cage
Okay.
or like a big zoo thing.
All
So
right.
maybe if you go to LSU, you can see the tiger.
All right. Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's make it a trip.
That was all the college football games that are worth mentioning from last week. Everything else was kind of not boring, but no other.
I do want to give a how about that the Shanty kid, the Boise State running back, though. I don't think you people on the East Coast there got to see the probably 11:30 p.m. your time kickoff out in Hawaii.
Yeah.
But he's quietly
he's good.
He is good.
And I saw that he's in the running for a Heisman, which is crazy. I don't know the last time a guy from Boise was in the running for a Heisman.
Yeah. He could have moved up to be the front runner after this weekend.
Yeah. So. He was a great, and Ava, I don't know if she's watching, but she's my friend from Boise. She's always texting me, "Oh my gosh, you know a lot about sports. Do you think he's gonna win the Heisman, or do you think it's gonna be someone else?" And I'm like, Ava, it changes every week. I would have said Milroe after in the beginning of season, but after this season, I don't know. So I can't even tell you.
But it's cool that we're talking about it, right? And that's great for Boise is that we're talking about it. And I get it an earful for my buddy Rob Adams about how great this kid is. So it's fun. It's fun to watch.
I don't know, but Boise's been getting a lot of talk. I don't know if you've seen it's on TikTok, which you don't have. But
no, I am a TikTok member now, by the way.
Oh, you're on TikTok now? Okay, perfect. No, but they're getting a lot of talk about their volleyball teams. I don't know if you've seen.
Oh,
but beach volleyball, Ava, she's on that team, one of my friends, and there's a goth player on the team. She's fully goth, and everyone's kind of applauding her because she's authentically herself. And about to get a lot of NIL deal because she's wearing full goth makeup in her media day pictures and obviously looks very different from Ava and all of her teammates who
let's
not goth.
Let's have her on as a guest. Bring her on. Let's see if we can do that.
I'll try to get her. I'll get it hooked up for sure. No, I just had to mention that because there's getting a lot of talk right now. And Boise for football is getting a lot of talk. Boise for beach volleyball is getting a lot of talk. So I had to mention it. But we also have to mention that Army and Navy, this is the first time in a long time, or have they ever been in the top 25?
I think it's the first time they both have been in the top 25.
I mean, that's both something worth mentioning.
Both military. Here's an interesting thought though, and somebody told me this weekend. So if Army and Navy play, they play that last game of the season, but they also would play in their championship, I believe. So that's something I got to look into. Would they play twice?
Right after each other?
Yeah, they already have a scheduled game against each other.
Yeah, rivalry week.
Yes. And then both are undefeated. If they both finish top 2, do they play again in the championship? I don't know how that works.
That is something worth mentioning or looking into for sure.
Look into it.
Whatever. I think we got to move on from college football.
So then we had NFL games this weekend. It started off with that early morning, the London game with the Bears and the Jaguars.
I'm actually in Jacksonville right now.
So are you?
I had the game going we went to the bagel shop, it was on. We went to the coffee shop, it was on. We came home and watched the rest of the game. So I have to mention that. We were going to go to a game if it was home. But
that would have been fun if Jacksonville actually played at home.
Exactly.
You'll get there. But no, that was So Jacksonville stayed, obviously. So they played last week in London, and they just stayed out there. They never came home, and well, maybe they should have, because Caleb Williams and the Bears just ran up and down and all over. So
Destroyed
them.
Yep. We got to talk about the Lions-Cowboys game, which
Oh, I mean,
I feel like I can't say anything on this podcast. I said, Ohio State's the best team. I said, I love the Cowboys.
yeah, if you're a Cowboy fan, it might be rough waking up on a Monday morning. So
not looking good.
Yeah, not looking good.
That's what they do best, though.
The real unfortunate part, I thought, was that Aiden Hutchinson for the Detroit Lions going down and breaking his leg. I don't know if you got to see that. They warned you on TV. The announcers actually came on and said, "Ooh, if you're squeamish, turn away. Don't watch. Turn away. Don't watch this." And
was his leg like limp?
Yeah, I'm not too good at seeing those kinds of things. So yeah, it wasn't pretty.
Wasn't the prettiest thing you've ever seen.
No. But Lions prevailed.
Prayers go out to him, and I hope he recovers soon, even though it might take. He's out for the season for sure.
Oh, he's done.
He's done. But hopefully
we had Washington and Baltimore, maybe as the other marquee game of the weekend, and it was pretty good. Two great quarterbacks going at it with Daniels and Lamar, but the home team and the Ravens pulled it out at the end. And maybe I'm a little down on the NFL weekend because my fantasy football team is just on the struggle bus. So
really, last week your say was doing good.
No, I was saying I was doing good after week 2.
Well, you won your fantasy football league last year, didn't you?
I won it 2 years ago. 2 years ago. Yeah.
Sorry, I have to keep up with it.
Yeah. So.
It's a big deal in the Carey household, Jason Carey's fantasy football team. Yeah. So I'm sorry, Dad.
Yeah, it's a little on the struggle bus.
I've actually never had a fantasy team.
We'll get you in one.
Maybe I need to get into it.
I'll get you in
I've
one.
never been a huge NFL fan, and you know that, and I'm always college football. So, but I'll get into it.
You want to talk about competitive juices flowing? Fantasy football will get your competitive juices going.
Okay, fine. You convinced me. Next season, I'm in.
Next season.
No, we have to talk about baseball.
Yeah, we've got other sports and football, baseball.
Another team that we were like, Padres. We love the Padres.
No,
we need to stop saying that.
I know. No, it's exciting. It's exciting. I just think of this. How great is it for? I think MLB has to be loving this with the potential Yankees Dodgers World Series matchup, or maybe even a Yankees Mets Subway Series. Sorry, Guardians. I know I'm just throwing you out to dry there, but I mean, let's be honest. That's what everybody wants, right? Yankees, Dodgers. So, I mean, I'll watch it for the people.
For sure, obviously biased. I hope it is Yankees, Dodgers. I got to pull for some team from California, but I do think Yankees, Mets, kind of New York rivalry. I think that'll be a great World Series and will be talked about a lot.
You know what I heard this morning too? How great is it to be a New Yorker this morning? You've got today, you've got Mets and Dodgers, Yankees and Guardians, and then Monday Night Football is Bills and Jets.
Oh, I didn't even realize that.
Jets, Mets, Yankees all playing today on a Monday. So
what a good day. Normally people are sad after the weekend sports is over, but the New Yorkers have a great Monday to watch.
New Yorkers are excited for Columbus Day.
All right, so we do have to dive into the WNBA because the WNBA has exploded over the last 2 years. I have never watched the WNBA until the last 2 seasons. I mean, Caitlin Clark, Angel Reese kind of opened everyone's eyes to the WNBA. And I think this finals is probably the most watched finals, even though like the players that I'm talking about are not in it. It is more eyes on the WNBA this season than ever before. And the Minnesota Lynx and the New York Liberty are playing in the finals. Liberty won last night, and so now it's a 1-1.
So which makes me think, New York, you've got another reason to cheer today. Holy
oh my gosh,
cow.
Yes. I didn't even realize that when I was saying it. No, New York is on top right now.
Right?
For sure. No, but for the WNBA, it's best 3 out of 5. But I do have to mention that I saw for next season, it's going to be 5 out of 7, just like the NBA.
4 out of
So
7.
that's very interesting that they're going to change the rules with more. Now that we have more eyes on the WNBA, they're now changing the rules to have more games, more
That's great. That's
money
great.
coming in, more
Love
showing
it.
on TV.
Love
I
it.
know.
And
Gotta love it.
yeah, and I am a Caitlin Clark fan, so it is. It's because of her. It's fantastic.
All right, back to my favorite part. Dad. We get to talk about college football.
Oh yeah, it's back to the football. We got picks to talk about, I believe, right? Picks
from last week or this week.
We could discuss last week somebody going a perfect 6-0.
Yeah, but I feel like it wasn't that hard to pick that. But
okay, then. Yeah, you go ahead and go 6-0. So I will wear the proverbial Carrie crown today, as I am now in first place.
Yeah, you won.
The father-daughter pick'em challenge.
0-1.
Okay, so I'll take the crown. So what do we got? What games we're going to pick this week?
This week we have to start it off with where college game day is in Texas. It's Texas versus Georgia.
Yeah,
I'm getting my words scrambled.
Big game, right? College game day going to be down in Texas. Sure, Matthew McConaughey will be sidelined, ready to go, maybe even be the guest picker. This is where we find out really how good is Texas, right?
Sure.
I think Georgia's kind of just been skating along. They don't look great in a couple of their games. This is a toss-up to me. So you know what? I'm gonna just stick with the home team on this one, and I will pick Texas.
I do have to agree with you. I am going to pick Texas. I think they're the strongest team right now. And unless some fluke happens, I think Georgia's not the strongest they've ever been. Obviously, they lost to Bama, and they've kind of not been winning by a lot. They've kind of just been winning. It hasn't been a blowout of any of the games. So I think Texas is the better team. Quinn Ewers is back. So I'm picking Texas as well.
Okay. All right.
Next, we have LSU Arkansas. And I had to put that in there because Arkansas did just beat Tennessee in week 6. So they already have upset a top 11 team. And now we have number 8 LSU coming into the mix. What are your thoughts?
And that game's at Arkansas, right?
So I want to say yes.
Yeah, I think so. So LSU, a different team on the road than they are in Death Valley. LSU. Okay, I'll give them 2 wins in a row. LSU.
I don't know too much about these teams. I just know how they've played this season. And I'm just going to rival you because why not? I'm picking Arkansas. They just beat a top 11 team, and I think they can do it again. I feel like catch LSU on a bad day, and they've kind of been winning a lot, and so it's their time to lose, I think. Arkansas for the win. Next, we have a Big Ten matchup, Michigan and Illinois. Michigan's at 24 on the AP top 25, and Illinois is at 22. So it's kind of a close. Whoever loses will probably be knocked out, which is worth mentioning. So what do you think?
Illinois is undefeated, which is probably surprising a lot. I think the game's in Champaign. Let's do it. Let's keep the train rolling. I'll go Illinois.
I'm going to take Michigan. I think they are a good team, obviously. And they lost. Who did they lose to just recently? I don't know.
Oh, man.
Washington.
Yeah.
And I think they're a good team. I think they could just take out the win.
Okay. All right.
Next, we're going to talk about Notre Dame, Georgia Tech. We have to put in the Irish.
Have to.
Hey, I didn't put in Clemson.
Notre Dame looking good right now. I think they've have things turned around. They woke up after the Northern Illinois loss. Riley Leonard's got the team rolling right now. Irish roll.
Okay. I mean, I do have to agree with you. They're a great team. They're ranked 12 right now.
Yeah,
All
11.
right.
They were. It was weird. They were tied for 11th last week.
That's
They
weird.
hammer Stanford, and now they're 12th. So whatever. It's a number. Doesn't matter anything. Doesn't mean anything
True.
right now, anyways.
True. But yeah, they're a great team. I think Notre Dame will take the win by a lot. I
Oh,
think
good.
they should crush Georgia Tech.
Good.
Um, but Georgia Tech is sneaky good sometimes.
Yeah. Yeah.
They like can come out and play, but Notre Dame. I'm
Good.
taking. And finally, we do have to talk about a big game that I don't think it's talked about enough compared to the Texas Georgia game. The Bama and Tennessee game is
Oh. Good
after
game.
they were both upset. They both got upsetted. Upsetted?
Upset.
Right?
They both
Upset?
lost.
Yeah, there we go.
They
They
both lost.
both lost just recently and to unranked teams, but they're still ranked in the top 11. So, what are you thinking, Dad?
That's a great game. That's who would have thought these two teams would be matched up, having both with one loss. So I do think that this is a must-win game for both, because I do think two losses, especially in the SEC, is going to kind of put you down there a little bit, and a really tough spot making the playoffs. So
Mhm.
I know my good buddy Seth Gilmore's not going to like this pick, but I am going to go Roll Tide and pick Bama in this
You're
one.
gonna pick Bama?
Yeah,
Really?
yeah.
I am going to pick the opposite.
Ooh,
We
good,
got some
good, good.
competition
Well,
going
you
on.
do need to catch me. So
No, true. I do need to hold that Carrie
no,
crown.
that's a good pick.
Is
That's a
that what
good
you
pick.
called him?
Yeah, that's a good pick.
No, I'm picking Tennessee. That's another stadium I want to go to. The whole Rocky Top entrance, I think
Mhm,
this is just a bias, but I think it's so awesome and I want to see. But I
mhm.
think Tennessee is a great team and their loss to Arkansas was kind of a fluke. So I think it's gonna be a great matchup and I'm excited to see who's gonna take the lead. But I'll pick Tennessee.
All right, all right. So there you have it. There's our picks.
There's our
Good
picks.
luck.
We'll write them down. Thank you. Good luck to you too. We differ on 3 out of the 5 of our
Ooh,
picks. So
that's
we
good.
will see.
We will see.
Obviously, someone has to win. But kind of gonna reel it all in. We are a very competitive father and daughter. And
Yeah,
for
we
our
do.
lesson of this week, we were just kind of mention how my dad raised me to be so competitive, but at the same time being a good sport. I
Hmm.
think it's very give or take because some kids you see that are so competitive, they get so angry when they lose and they're very poor sports. Whereas people who don't really care about the outcome of the game is also like they're just lazy. I
Yeah.
don't want to say lazy, but they don't care enough. And it's not a thing to win the game. It's not an urge. Like they don't have any passion behind their playing
Hmm.
to win their game in whatever sport they play.
I don't know if competitiveness is taught. I think it's just something maybe ingrained in you, and maybe it's something that you just
Mhm.
kind of picked up, seeing the dynamics of our family at a young age. We would play games all the time. We would do little things around the house. We would, hey, first one to the car wins, just to get you kids into the car because we had to go to church or something. And it's maybe that's kind of without a father knowing that's the reason behind a lot of the shenanigans that we did. But I remember early years, Ray, you were on some of those soccer teams. Shout out to the Red Hot Chili Peppers way back when.
No,
And
red hot tamales.
Red
Come
Hot
on.
Tamales, Red Hot Tamales, yes.
How can
And
you forget?
you would be so into the game and
I was probably
do
4, by the
do
way. Just
whatever
putting
it
it out there.
takes to score a goal and win the game. And if you did not, you were really upset. You were angry, and all the other kids just wanted to go get the post-game snack. So that's kind of the vivid memory that I have at such an early age with you, going, okay, she's got a little fire under her belt. She's competitive. So, but as a parent, I think we had to channel that and show you that, in sports and in life, there's going to be good times and bad times, highs and lows. And, when you lose, you graciously accept it and walk off the field, and you hopefully learn a lesson from it and take from it, and apply it to the next contest. It's a lot of the athletes that I'm seeing now, they don't have that competitive edge. They are just playing a sport for a lot of the wrong reasons. And it's sad to see, because I think it's a great quality to have. I think it's great to experience winning, and it's great to experience losing, because you can learn a lot from both situations, and how to handling that and other things in life. So
I completely agree. I think you kind of, even like little games around the house, you would say, we would always, whenever you go on trips, we'd be like, okay, so how many miles do we think that our car is going to go on these trips? When we're going up to my grandma's house 4 hours away. And he would always write it down. Winner gets a $5 Starbucks gift card. There was always a competition going on within our family, healthy competition. I don't think it was ever toxic, or
no,
I don't think it was ever bad and steered us in a wrong way, but it was always a competition. We would always have game nights with cards, with board games. There was always a game going on. And when I was little, I feel like a lot of dads had to bribe their daughters in soccer. Like, oh, you get $5 if you win a goal. Well, you get a candy bar if you get a goal. Like, you didn't have to do that ever for me, because I just wanted to score a goal. I was so, I don't want to say, like, just passionate. I feel like it's kind of helped me throughout my life, that I believe that I'm a very driven person. I think that stems from sport. I danced and I played soccer. I think now in my college career, in my kind of going on into professional career, I'm very driven and still have that competitive mindset. And that's why I love watching sport too, and being a part of sport, even though I'm not playing sport, if that makes sense. But it has made me motivated. It has made me driven. I'm still have that competitive edge to me. And I think that's going to take me a long way in life, versus someone who doesn't really care about where they end up, or how the outcome of the game is, or how the outcome of my career is, if that makes sense.
No, totally. Yeah.
And I don't think you really taught me my competitive. It's inherited. You were competitive. Mom is competitive. I think I just was born competitive. But with all those games, you've taught me you want to win. There is something that at the end is, winning is fun. Winning is
it is.
Always. And you're obviously going to have fun if you win. Obviously have fun throughout the game, and I always did, and you know that. But the end goal is great.
Yeah.
So get there.
Yes. And never quit and never stop once you start something.
Exactly.
That was something, and along those lines of all those lessons in sports, and we did with you and the other girls, we are always, if you start something, you are going to finish it, no matter how high it gets or how low it gets. You always finish what you started. So
there was a point in, I think it was 7th grade, where I was playing soccer and I was doing dance so competitively, where I had to choose. And it was so overwhelming. I wanted to quit, because I chose dance. At the end of the day, I love dance so much more than I did soccer, but I was good at soccer. I'm gonna pat myself on the back. I was really good at soccer, but I had to choose.
It was middle of the season, and it was
so overwhelming with both.
Yes.
But you told me that I had to finish out the soccer season. So did Mom. And that is one thing you did ingrain in all of us, is you don't quit. You be there for your team. You play as hard as you can. When you're at soccer practice, only focus on soccer practice and do your very best. When you're at dance, only focus on dance and do your very best. When you get home, that's when you can decompress. And I
Yeah.
think that's, again, something that I've taken on into college when I have so much going on
Mm-hmm.
that I need to like kind of take it day by day and take it second by second and kind of
Mm-hmm.
be in that moment. And it is another lesson that I've learned that I will translate into my life without sport.
Yeah. No good. It's a way to compartmentalize your thoughts and your activities. So good. I'm
Sure.
glad the mileage car game paid off in the long run.
No, for sure. You definitely have taught me well when it comes to sport. And that's why our podcast is called Raised on Sports. You've taught me so many lessons. And this is just kind of one we had to touch on for the second week of our podcast.
Good. Yeah.
But we do have to wrap up because I got to go out to the pool today.
All right.
And you
Yeah,
got work to go to.
somebody got to work around here.
We just want to say thank you again for all the support, and please keep watching. And I hope you guys all watch until the end. But I'm Reagan.
I'm Jason.
And bye, guys. Love you, Dad.
Raised on Sports. Love you. Peace out.